If you grew up in Britain in the 1980s, health and safety wasn't just ignored. It basically didn't exist. We didn't have padded corners, high-vis jackets, trigger warnings, risk assessments. We just had a Raleigh BMX, a pocket full of 10-pence coins, and a lot of luck. Things that were completely normal back then will get you arrested today. Genuinely arrested. Social services called. Court appearances. The works. Today on Retro Britain, we're counting down 10 everyday things from the 80s that would literally get you in serious trouble now. Make sure you stick around for number 4, which was a terrifying daily reality in state schools. Number 7, which kids used to do on the motorway. And number 10, a completely normal trip to the corner shop that would have social services knocking on your door today. Let's get into it. Number 1, the estate car boot ride. Right there in the thumbnail. This actually happened. Before 1989, seatbelts in the back seat weren't mandatory. Nobody wore them. And in estate cars like the Ford Sierra or the Vauxhall Cavalier, families would fold the back seats down completely. Chuck 4 or 5 kids in the boot area, no seats, no belts, just rolling around loose in the back while dad did 70 down the M5 to Cornwall. You'd be thrown around every corner, slamming into each other. Thought it was brilliant. Your parents thought it was normal. Today, you'd be banned from driving and your kids would be in care. Absolutely illegal. Number 2, the top deck smokescreen. Buses and trains had smoking sections. Upstairs on the double-decker was basically a chimney. People chain-smoking Benson and Hedges while you sat 3 rows back, breathing it all in. The little metal ashtrays built into the back of every seat. Cigarette butts everywhere. The whole top deck was a fog. You'd come home reeking of smoke even though you'd never touched a cigarette. Nobody cared. It was just normal. Banned completely now. Thank God. Number 3, no helmets on the BMX. You got a BMX for Christmas, went straight outside, built a ramp out of bricks and a plank of wood nicked from a building site, and launched yourself off it into the road. No helmet, no pads, no adult supervision. Then you'd give your mate a backie on the stunt pegs. 2 kids on one bike, wobbling into traffic, cars swerving. Nobody wore helmets. That was for professionals. We were just kids with a death wish and excellent luck. Today you'd be reported for child endangerment before you got to the end of the street. Number 4, the cane and the slipper. Here's the big one, the first loop payoff. Until 1986, things in state schools were very different. Teachers had ways of dealing with bad behavior that would never be allowed today. You'd be sent to the headmaster, called in, and everyone knew what that meant. The fear alone was enough. Some teachers kept a plimsoll on their desk just as a warning. You'd see it sitting there and behave immediately. It was intimidating. Completely banned now. But if you went to school before 1986, you'll remember exactly what this was about. Who was the strictest teacher at your school? Name and shame them in the comments. Number 5, left in the car. Your mum needed to pop into Kwik Save just for 5 minutes. She'd park, roll the windows down a little for air, leave you and your siblings in the car, and head off to do the shopping. You'd be sitting in a Ford Cortina in the middle of summer. Bored, warm, arguing with your brother. Eventually she'd come back with the bags and act like nothing had happened. It happened all the time. Every parent did it. Today, people would be very concerned and step in straight away. Completely unacceptable now. Back then, it was just seen as normal. Number 6, lethal toys. Clackers. 2 heavy solid acrylic balls on a string. You'd hold the string in the middle and smash the balls together above and below your hand. The goal was to get them going so fast they made that loud clacking noise. The reality, they didn't always hold up. They'd crack, break apart, and bits would fly off in all directions. People got a few knocks here and there. They didn't last long before being banned, but not before every kid in Britain had tried them. Genuinely risky toys marketed to children. Madness. Number 7, riding in the back of a transit van. The second loop payoff. Workmen. Builders. Your dad taking you to the football. You'd sit in the back of a windowless transit van on upside-down paint buckets. Maybe a bit of tarpaulin if you were lucky. No seats, no seat belts, no windows. Just rattling along in a metal box while your dad drove down the M1 at 70 miles an hour. You'd slide around on corners, trying to keep your balance as the van moved. It felt like an adventure. Today, it wouldn't be allowed. Back then, it was just what you did. Nobody questioned it. Number 8, the pub car park quarantine. Kids weren't allowed in pubs. That was the rule. But your parents wanted to go to the pub. So they'd park, give you a bottle of Coke and a packet of cheese and onion crisps, tell you to stay in the beer garden or sit on the wall in the car park, and then head inside. For hours, you'd be outside, bored, making your own entertainment, climbing trees, annoying other kids. Your parents would occasionally check through the window. Eventually they'd come out, ready to head home. It happened every weekend, completely normal. Today, it would raise serious concerns. Number 9. Sweet cigarettes. You could walk into any newsagent and buy candy cigarettes, white sugar sticks with red dye on the end to make them look lit. They came in packets designed to look exactly like real cigarette packets. Benson and Hedges. Marlboro, you'd pretend to smoke them, act cool. Nobody thought this was problematic. Nobody questioned whether giving children fake cigarettes might normalize smoking. You just bought them, ate them, pretended to be an adult. They got banned eventually, but not until an entire generation had been trained to think smoking looked cool. Number 10. Buying fags for your dad. The final loop payoff. The absolute peak of 80s madness. You'd be 10 years old. Your dad would give you a note, handwritten on the back of an envelope. Please serve my son 20 Benson and Hedges. You'd walk to the corner shop, hand over the note and some money. The shopkeeper would read it, nod, hand you the cigarettes, no questions asked. You'd walk home with a packet of fags in your pocket like it was completely normal, because it was. Nobody checked ID. Nobody called social services. It was just an errand, like buying milk or bread. Today the shop would be shut down. Your parents arrested. You'd be in care, but in the 80s it was just Tuesday. Number 11. Bonfire night fireworks sold to kids. You could walk into any corner shop as a 10-year-old and buy fireworks. Proper fireworks. Bangers. Rockets. Catherine wheels. No ID required. No adult needed. Just hand over your pocket money and walk out with explosives. You'd set them off in the back garden. In the street, occasionally at each other, rocket fights were a thing. Genuinely launching fireworks at your mates. Burns were common. Fingers got blown off. Houses caught fire. But it was bonfire night, so it was fine apparently. Now you need to be 18. Licensed sellers only. Back then, any shop could sell them to any kid with enough money. Number 12. Playing in the street until dark with zero supervision. Your mum would kick you out after breakfast, tell you to come home when the streetlights came on. That was it. No mobile phone to check in. No tracking app. No idea where you actually were for the entire day. You'd be 3 streets over, down at the wreck, in the woods, on a building site. Nobody knew. Nobody worried. You'd come home filthy, starving, sometimes bleeding. Your mum would ask if you had fun. You'd say yes. That was the entire safety check. Today, parents get investigated for letting their kids play in their own front garden unsupervised. Back then, you had complete freedom from age 6 onwards. We might not have had mobile phones or tracking apps or health and safety regulations, but we survived the wildest decade in British history. Some of this stuff was genuinely dangerous. Some of it was just different. All of it was normal at the time. Looking back, it's completely insane that any of it was allowed. But that was the 80s. Rules were suggestions. Helmets were optional. Safety equipment didn't exist. And common sense was whatever your parents said it was. If you made it out of the 80s in one piece, hit that like button. You genuinely deserve it, because statistically some of us shouldn't have. And if you want to remember more about how our nans kept those 80s houses spotless despite all this chaos, click the video on screen right now. See you next time on Retro Britain.